Generic greetings. In the previous episode of Prison Architect, we got this big thing done. Now, it might not look that big, but it was very labour intensive. Essentially, it's our cell block with a common room, showers, different graded cells, heating, the lot. Actually, we haven't got heating, which is something I do need to fix, but we'll get onto that at some point, I'm sure. Either way, what we're going to be doing is copying it around and hopefully getting the canteen bigger, the kitchen bigger, all of the other stuff, and then prisoners in, and we'll get onto that later on in the episode. But first things first, you can see I've actually removed a couple of pieces. This is what a lot of people were commenting on, saying actually this common room they're not a big fan because of the way I've designed it, which is fair point, well made. What I'm going to do is change it slightly. So we're going to get rid of the pool tables entirely. We're not going to have pool tables in the common room at all. But we are going to have a television. So there's a standard television for a total of 9 people. And then at the back, what we want to do is going to have something a little bit different. And we're going to go for arcade cabinets. Now, arcade cabinets are quite expensive. They're like 500 a piece. But it's what it says on the tin. They're a cabinet where you can play arcade games on them. Well, you know what an arcade cabinet is, surely. And it's one of the new things that have been added. And I think it's quite good. Now, don't know whether it's a good idea to have them in this common room or whether to have it over in the other area. I'm thinking now, actually, that it doesn't make much sense having it in this common room because I like this is a common room where they can watch telly and have a little chat, but I want like a games room which will be in this area, which will have the pool tables and it'll have the arcade cabinet. So maybe that is a better idea, but I'm not entirely sure. Either way, common room. What else can we put in here? It's just saying things like, it's not saying televisions because we've already got them, but pool tables. I don't know. I don't know really what else we can put in this common room other than phones. Perhaps it would be a better idea to move these phones in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think it might be a better idea. I'm going to go to dismantle object. I'm going to get rid of these here. And one of the reasons for that is it also means I can put in... I can also put in the heating up there as well. Because we really need to get this sorted and done before we move on. Because if we don't, it means that we will have an issue later on when it comes to... I don't know if the hot water is going to reach that far. We'll see, won't we? Yeah, we'll have an issue later on when it comes to cloning, because if we don't get it right now, then it means that we'll have to redo a lot of it. So we do need to put in some heating in different areas. So I'm going to put heating probably in... Well, essentially it's going to have to be in these cells to warm it up. So we'll put it there. So we'll go over to utilities and then hot water, and we'll connect that up. Then what we'll have to do is run. Why does the hot water not run? Ah, the hot water doesn't run very far, and that's because these things will only work properly if you've got a large pipe connected, which means we're going to have to spend $500 on putting a massive pipe towards that, because otherwise you don't have the water flow. Oh well. Anyway, we've got it on max speed. What I'm going to do is put some visitor tables in these visitations. Now, actually, no, we're not going to be visitor tables. We're going to be using the closed-off ones, but I can't find them, which is strange. So we've got power, capacitor, electrical switches, water pumps, CCTVs, logic circuits, door servos, phone taps, door control systems, logic bridge, timers, pressure pads. They're not in there. I can't find it. It's not in there. I can't actually find it. Visitor tables there, which go in there. So where are the closed-off visitor tables? Really can't find it. That's an interesting one. It'll probably be in here somewhere. It's just finding it. So we'll start from the top. What it might be is it's a female prison that might not have them closed-off sections in here. I would assume they do, though. I mean, perhaps assuming wrongly now. Maybe they don't have it. Door control system, CCTV monitor, large TVs, phone taps, laundry machines, visitor tables. Either I've missed it twice, which is a distinct possibility, or it's not here. Now, there was a bug back in the day that when you placed something different, it got rid of it. Like if you placed the original one down, it used to break it and you used to lose it. I can't find it. Genuinely can't find it. The only option is that it's unlocked through other means, so surveillance dogs, whatever. So that's my only option, is to just unlock everything, because we were going to do it anyway and see how far we get with that. We just got a grant completion, and I don't even know what it was for. I think it was long-term investment. What we'll do is go to grant center, and we'll go for security procedure certification, because it's an easy one to do, because essentially we're going to go to staff and then guards and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go over to deployment and then guard patrols, and then we're going to sort guard patrols out in a couple of areas. Perhaps I think this is going to be a good choice, because obviously we do want someone patrolling in each of these cell blocks. There's one there, and then over here, which oh, it's gonna be difficult because I don't entirely know where the other patrol's gonna be. I think it would be, now this is only a real big guess, that I think that, well, there's that grant done. What we'll do, because we need to get these ones done anyway, we'll shrink this down and we'll crack on with the tables and other things in here. So this is our canteen, but we do need to get this furnished sooner rather than later, because we're going to be hopefully getting prisoners in this episode. We'll see how it goes. There's been a lot of comments from the previous episode, naturally, and most of them, I'm happy to say, are positive on our actions as well as the overall format, which I'm very, very happy with. A couple of changes we do need to make around the prison, but nothing of any major importance. A lot of the things are, oh, this is slightly off center, or this needs to be changed here, or you should really do that there. And it's not like, oh my god, it's all broken, it's going to not work. But, well, a couple of them, but you know what, we ignore them. Because the fear of that happening is quite real. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to expand the fridges and things like that. We're not going to blow that up because it's okay. So I thought we were going to blow the grid, but we did change it around last episode. So hot water pipes, you can see, are now flowing quite nicely. So we'll just run a pipe up to this side and then down to there as well. So that should hopefully get them sorted. So in terms of hot water, oh, look at that. That's a really nightmare, isn't it? Look at it. Just a massive, it's like an explosion in a pipe factory. I might change it around later on, probably alter the others. So in terms of heating, this should be nice and toasty warm in there now. So that's intelligence, we don't want that yet. We want to go for room quality for a start. So 1s, 3s, 7s and 10s. We probably want to knock the 3s up to a 4, but we'll see how it goes. We could probably knock up this one, so keep that at 3, they keep that about 5. Yeah. Then it's jumping a couple every one. That seems about right. We'll go to temperature, and that's toasty enough. 15 degrees, bit chilly in the corners, but you know what? I think that's okay. We're not too bad. We might need to change it. We might not. These have got hot showers, so they can deal with it, essentially. You want to get warm? Have a hot shower. Right. So what we're going to put in these cells to make it a little bit better, I think it would be a case of a radio, because they are cheaper, or we could put in a chair. I think a chair doesn't a chair just upgrade it? I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, chair. That'll get to 4, but we want it at 5 actually. So essentially we want a chair and we want a radio. So I'll put a chair in the corner and a radio, which actually radio now broadcasts everywhere in this thing. I know there's been a lot of people mentioning that there's just a gap here. We just haven't got anything in these big cells, but you do need the size to get the grading. So overall I'm quite happy with that. So anyway, we've got that grant done, so we can go off to governmental security rating, or prisoner acclimatization, which is, I thought we'd already done that, but we hadn't, which is very, very simple. You go to your logistics, you go to prison lobby 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then there you go, there's that done. We're going to not have the jobs in the area down the bottom, in the kitchen. I don't know if we're going to have that, but we want to max out on the top bits there. It'll all depend on what prisoners we get, whether or not we use the kitchen and have people working in there. I think we'll have people working in there, but not at the moment. While I am on deployment here, I want to go to staff only and change all of these areas to staff only just for now. There we go. And then those sections, the outer sections, and those bits as well. And obviously the morgue needs to be staff only. And that seems to be about it for now. That's the only thing we really need. Obviously this here says there's no access to it, which is fine because nobody's there now. So that's totally fine. We're not going to have this kitchen as staff only. Don't need that just yet. So, there's that. What I'm going to do then is go to materials and then to concrete tile and place a lot of concrete tile. Now, I have mentioned several times that I don't really go in for the whole aesthetic stuff straight away. I mean, now and again, I'll do it. If I think it's only a minor thing that we can accomplish in short order, as well as not spend a great deal, then I'd do it. But for the most part, like in here, we haven't placed any tiles because you get concrete, it's fast, it's clean, it just works, right? But when it comes to the outside, well, you don't really want them walking on grass all the time, so that's why I've put these concrete bits all over the place. Well, it's not even grass, it's just dirt, isn't it? How much would it cost to turf this entire centerpiece? It would cost $2,000, and we got 60 grand. You know what? I am going to turf it. Actually get a little bit of grass in the center just to make it look quite nice. We do need to put more things in there, but we'll just crack on and see how far we go. So we haven't got. Let's go for governmental security rating, and that's going to be things like get dogs and armed guards, which I don't think we're going to get just yet, but we'll see how it goes. So we have this all done practically. It's a bit cold. I might put radiators in these cells. I don't know yet. It wouldn't take too much, would it? Just putting a radiator in the corner. What time is it? It's 4 degrees C. So it's actually summertime. It's nice and toasty, essentially. It's just these corner cells. What I'll do then, I'll put a radiator in each corner, like that. And small pipe. No, not small pipe. Hot water pipe. Down to there. There we are. Hang on, that's problematic. Apparently that's not supplying hot water up to there. I'm just not going to question it and say, fine, move on. Right. Speaking of that, building brick, and what we're going to do is build this family cell because it is a requirement. So, we want a large jail, a standard jail door, small jail door. And this is going to be our other cells. So, these are going to be our family cells. Now, I have, mentioned that I think I planned this off. It was in the about 2 or 3 episodes ago now. 2 episodes ago. And said, leave comments and stuff. And this is why I wanted to mess around with the format. So you could, you've got a couple of episodes to sort of in hand for me to plan. And then you should sort of leave it instead of doing one big overall plan. And a lot of people said that this design is okay. The only thing possibly to do is to expand the cells to make them a bit bigger. I think that's a good idea, making these slightly bit bigger. The problem is that we do not have the room. Now, we've got a total of 12 cells, family cells here, and we'll have 12 up there, which I think is overdoing it. I don't think we need that much, but the problem is that if you are just one off, you're screwed. You need it. It's not like a standard prisoner where you can just they can deal with it, they can be placed wherever. You need to have these cells done. You need to have them done. So, what I'm going to do is overdo it, knowing that this is too much. We don't need them. We don't need this many. But just in case, we know they're there. In terms of making it bigger, even if we made just one of them bigger, it would make the nursery too small in the centre. So essentially, we'd have to either make the room bigger or change quite a bit of it. So, for that reason, we're going to go for a middle ground. These cells will be decent rated, but not top rated. And we'll just leave it there. Just because we can't, we don't really want to spend loads of time having a mass change for that entire thing. And there we go. So what we need to do is actually follow the tree stump. Why can I follow the tree stump? Oh, it's because the tree stump's being removed. Right, okay, let's just place the grass. There we go. So essentially what I'm saying for this thing here, thank you for your comments. I'm just not listening to them at this particular point. But at least I've acknowledged it and explained my reasons for it, right? That's where I can sleep at night anyway. Right, let's get this done. So family cells, and then that really means that we can get some prisoners in here. Actually, does that mean that? Well, yes, it does actually. That's exactly what it means. After some other things, we need some more guards, we need to sort out the regime and everything else. So, still a bit of work to do, but This is sort of the home straight. By the way, a lot of people have mentioned this button on the bottom right called undo, because yes, it does just that. It undoes what you've just done, which I don't use because I pretty much forget it's there all the time. Just being honest, just how it is. Right, so what we'll do, we will add these extra sections in for the, what is it? It's the boiler at the back, because we know we're going to need one. There we go. I was going to put doors on either side here. Still think it is a good idea, actually. But when you think about it, when this is going to be here, there's going to be... This eventually is going to go straight through. So we'll have a door there, door there, door there, door there, door there, door there. It'll be a nightmare. So we're not going to bother. Eventually, we'll just have these. So door there, just door there, door there, door there, door there. So 4 doors. That's what it's going to be. Okay, so this thing, family cells. So rooms, family cells, and designate, 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 and rate a des. So minimum size 4x4. It's saying it's not right. Okay. I think that is because of the... I think it's because of this. So what we'll do is delete it. Because as I said, people have mentioned that you don't need this sort of wet room thing anymore because it doesn't leak. I am still highly, highly suspicious. We'll see how it goes, right? Okay, so rooms, nursery. People have commented saying that it's a bit dodgy that you have to go through the nursery in order to get to elsewhere. Yes, you do. But it's not really a big issue. We want to go for... Actually, while we're on... metal detectors. Yeah, let's start spending an absolute boat ton of money. And put metal detectors in essentially all of the areas where no prisoners are going to come through. Most of them should be already powered up. It should only be these ones that aren't powered up. Yeah, because they're powered. Oh, this one as well. Yeah, but the rest are. Okay, I'm just going to run the power a little bit longer either side. Just make sure it connects. And then we'll go over to rooms again. Family cells. We'll actually get rid of them, you see. It just makes it a little bit easier. Just make sure we're getting it all correct. And there we go, minimum size. Okay, excellent. So, let's just crack on with these. So, haven't actually planned them out in terms of the detail and what's going to be there, but we do need to... Apparently, I didn't demolish that wall. Which means we have to put the family cells back in. Cancel that and then redesignate. Sorted. Okay, so family cells, beds, cribs, the lot. Yeah, so what we'll do... We'll have toilet there, because that's just generally how we do it. And then probably beds at the top. And then other way. Okay, and crib. Right foot of the bed, or do we want it next to? I think foot of the bed. Makes more sense. There we go. So you need a shower head and everything else. But what I'm going to do, I'll put in the toilet first. Why do I want the toilet? Toilet there, actually. Then we'll have a bit of a gap. And then we'll have the shower as well. So, zoom in, shower heads, and the shower can be pretty much in between. And that's similar to the other side as well. And then because we've got showers in, we need the drains. Which I'm still very suspicious of. Okay. I think I might have missed a couple of these off, but there we are. There's that. Right, so, back to utilities. Over to water boiler. I'm going to shove a water boiler in like so. And then we need to go to the large pipe. Run a large pipe across. Run a large pipe down. And obviously the showers and such. Actually, we'd probably just do this. Hang on, did you hear that? It went... that was a metal detector going off. Which is interesting. It's probably something hidden in one of the boxes. Never seen that before. Before people like they haven't even turned up. The prisoners. So we're still waiting for the shower head to be put in. It is planned, but then essentially that room is done. So we could uprate it, the room, a little bit by having, I don't know, just a chair in it. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. A chair will uprate the entire thing. I would assume. I don't actually know. That's a good thing. Is that the case? Let's have a quick look. We will go to intelligence. No, it's not intelligence. Logistics. Room quality. No, the family cells do not actually have any rating. So they have a minimum level and that's it. Interesting. Didn't know that. Right, so we'll put some electricity over this water boiler. And naturally, we'll also run some stuff around. But I think we'll put radiators in first. So radiators in the corners. And then probably radiators here as well. There and there. We'll leave them, they'll have a gap, and that's only because we can then, if we want to, have a door either side to seal these off. We're probably never going to have that, but it's always best to plan a little bit ahead just in case. So, these do require the same sort of plumbing. See, what would be nice is a tool, which I'm sure is being thought about, you would think anyway, which is essentially when you place hot water and small water, when you place pipes, you place small pipe and hot water pipe. So it's a dual thing. But like where City Skylines, where you place piping, but you don't designate sewage or fresh water. It places both at the same time. So something like that. Right. So the nursery, we need to sort that out. Serving table, bench, crib, playmat. So, where are we going to put them? Well, serving table can go there. Then the table can go essentially next to it. I like the idea of it being in the middle, actually. Right in the middle of the thing. And then cribs. Either side. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12. Actually, what I might do. 3 on either side, you see. That's 12. And then that's the total capacity of this entire thing. And then playmats go right in front of it. Like that. Alright. I think that is a good design for that. That's worked out quite well. I'm very surprised. Why should I be surprised when something goes right? It's because I know what I'm like. Right. So that works. We hope. It looks like they're bringing loads of Windows logos in, essentially. But they're playmats. Right. So, this visitation thing, which is really starting to boil my piss. I don't know why on earth the visitor table thing's gone. I can't see it. I really can't. I can only see the standard visitor tables, which is annoying because we planned it off to be secure. But no, it isn't. So, great. So what we'll have to do is work out. I could look for it and spend 20 weeks doing it, but I might do that later on. It's 36. So, we can't even fit in 3x3. Oh, actually, we might be able to, but I want a gap. I'm just going to plan off as if it's the standard one, and balls. This one's, it's slightly off. So, set there. Set there. Yes, you can. You could have just a full set in like that, without any gaps, which is essentially what we were doing anyway. Like that. But it's not fully secure, you understand. Hang on. Ah, crap. I forgot you can't rotate them around properly. I thought that'd be fixed. So essentially what you have to do, yeah, we can't do it. We can't do it. Oh, we can. What we do is we'd have to cut out some from either side like that. Because these ones, as you can see, rotate round. So single on the left, single on the right, single on the bottom. Single cannot go to top, which means that the visitors have to go on the other side of this, which is not what we wanted. 1, 2. Actually, it's easy if I just do that again. Oh, no, because I'll be buying too many. Ah, balls to it. Right, 1, 2. I can't see because of the planning. Get rid of the planning. Get rid of the planning. It's also dark in there, so you'd really put a bit of power into that. So we'll run some power in. There we go. There, because it's copying it over. Very symmetrical. Symmetry is tedious. Dismantle and dismantle. They'll probably come in handy for something else. Maybe. So visitation's done. So, we've got governmental security rating, dogs and other things like that. We're not going to get that. We've got the yard put in, which we haven't actually planned out. And now I did... I really wanted to actually say what you want to do on this one in terms of the planning, but I just didn't get to. I didn't plan it off. But essentially, it's quite a simple task. It's weight benches in each corner. Right? Like that. And then guard tower roughly was the middle, wasn't it, that we worked out, which we still might... I don't know whether we're going to put that in or not. I haven't yet decided. And we're going to have a table. Do we have tables? Or do we just have benches? I think benches. Like that. Something like that. Can we have 3 either side? No, I think that'll be about right. We could put some more in. No, we could have some more, can't we? Because I didn't plan it out, I don't really know where to go and what you want to do on that one. So we could have the in the center, because I think the center was there. Like there. So let's work it out. 26. And 26. Good God, that was lucky. Yeah, so there. Let's see if I can do it again. 26, yes. And 26. It's not actually that hard because I'm looking at the word and then obviously thinking where the center of that is, which is there, and then looking at this and then figuring where the center is. So it's just luck. A bit of luck, bit of actually working it out. But yes, that's where the guard towers could be, so we'll leave them there. But I don't know whether you want benches or anything else, other benches and tables and stuff, and also more weight benches. What do you think? Let me know. I'll leave that as sort of done-ish there for now, and then we'll move on. Right, so there's a lot of other stuff we need to get, but what is the priority? Well, essentially, when prisoners are going to come in, what are they going to do? Well, they will need to eat, which we got all that sorted. They need somewhere to stay, which is what they've got, both things here. And they need visitation, yes. They have not got, and they've also got a little bit of common rooms and other stuff like that. So essentially, we've got all the basics put in now, I believe. The only thing we don't have is any sort of regime and policy. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the standard one that I always do pretty much for everything. So, if you get found with anything, you get destruction, you get solitary. Or you get lockdown for the time being for everything because we haven't got any solitary cells. So, this is something that I need to sort out. Destruction, you get a full 6 hours. I know this is quite harsh, but the reason I'm doing this, escape attempt, same thing. The reason I'm doing this is because attack prisoner, you get 4 hours. Attacked staff, you get 6 hours. Serious injury, you get 6 hours. Intoxication, we'll give you 4. Weapons, you get 2 hours. Meal quantity and variety is medium. Our parole cut-off we put to, I believe it was 15%, and there we go. So, that is the standard policy that I always go with for pretty much every prison I do. I would like to know what you think we should change. Now, this punishment is saying lockdown. We will change that to solitary when we get solitary cells in. But that's another point. Where are we going to put the solitary cells in? Because these areas, I think we originally marked for a... Actually, this was solitary, now that I think about it. And this is... Actually, people have been mentioning for 2 episodes now that this was solitary, I'm sure. Or was it? No, hang on. Security, protective custody... the room for, like, what would it be? Like the CCTV and door controllers and phone taps. dogs, armory. Yeah, so that's not that. Okay, doesn't matter. Yeah, we haven't got a room for solitary. Today's beverages, just water. Not really a beverage, but still, you know, good for you. Because you die if you don't drink it, essentially. You need fluids. Yeah, where do we put solitary is what I'm trying to get to. I don't know where we're going to put it. I don't like the idea of putting it here. These are, I mean, most of this stuff's already got its things earmarked for it. So these are going to be this cell. Obviously, all of these are the same. This is going to be a copy of this nursery and family cell system. These ones here are going to be things like library and teaching area, things like that. These ones. And parole. Ah, right. That's the thing. We haven't got parole. So these two are probably going to be parole. I always have 2 paroles. And then we'll have these rooms as something. We might even do that and have big rooms. Might even have 2 big rooms. That one and that one. And then we've got these 4 rooms back here. And then we've got this. This is going to be a very big... I think it's going to be like a very big common room, like an entertainment area. So we'll have pool tables, we'll have phone booths, we'll have benches, weights benches perhaps, maybe bookshelves, large televisions, arcade cabinets. That's what these are going to be. So it's essentially these 4 rooms here, which we don't know what their purpose is. So probably solitary in there. Would love to know what you think about that one. So what else do we need to really crack on? I actually think we don't need anything else. Temperature's good for the areas where the people will be. Canteen hasn't got any temperature, but we can change that by adding some radiators in there if we need to. The problem is that we would have to place another boiler somewhere, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare in terms of the planning. Laundry distribution's good. Room quality is exactly where I wanted it, essentially. 1, 3, 5, 7 and maxed out 10. These don't have them. Food distribution is good. Labour for the prisoners is not too bad. We know they've got jobs. We don't know if we're going to do kitchen. In terms of our overall regime, we haven't done anything, so let's have a quick look at this. We'll go for sleep time up until 5 p.m. 6 o'clock we'll have a shower. Then we'll have 2 hours of free time. And then we will have 2 hours of eat, 1, 2. And then we will have probably work lockup after that, followed by 2 hours of it, and then work free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 2 hours of eat. And then the rest is free time. That is the overall regime. Obviously no needs yet because there's no prisoners. We don't have any extra grants to do yet. Policy we've already sorted. Programs we haven't started any, but essentially we'll be starting every single one that we possibly can. And that is pretty much it. So we've got 16 grand in the bank. We've got more than enough to get a couple more guards and a couple more chefs that we need, I guess. So let's go to our staff and we'll get 2 more guards. I don't think we need any more than that. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 more cooks. We want to go over to here and put in some more of these medical beds. The reason for that is if we ever do, or when we do, because we will be, we'll get a total of 9 in there. When we get the and do the pharmacological treatment to drug addiction, you want as many of them as possible, because otherwise it gives you you can essentially only have as many patients for that as you have beds. So we've got 9, so it's better instead of running multiple programs. And I think that's it. I think we are ready for prisoners. So I was going to get them this episode, but we are progressing on, and I think we will not get them this time because it means that I can truly go back through all of the last couple of episodes, comments, and obviously this one as well, and then decide what we're going to get. I think it is going to be a mixed prison to start off with, because we're not really thinking about expansion just yet. We have planned out the idea that we can do it, but we're thinking this is a sealed unit for now. So essentially we want to get a bit of a mixed area, and then if we do get max second stuff, then maybe perhaps we'll have full separate areas for those people, separate areas for those prisoners, you understand. So I'm thinking min, then med, and then max for the whole thing. Min just to test it off in here, and then medium, and then max, and then a bit of basic, a bit of everything. But let me know if there's an overwhelming vote one way or the other. I will go that way, so let me know in the comments. So that's about it. Next episode, I don't think there's anything really in terms of feedback that I need. I've got this to copy over, all of these to copy over. This one, I do need to put in a entertainment area and stuff for common room. These areas I need to sort out, but that's essentially parole, and there's not much to design. I really need to know where you think we should put our solitary, and what do you think we should prioritize? Really, do you think we should prioritize getting all the security up and running, getting more doors put in this perimeter, getting more prisoners, just getting as many as we can? What do you think is the priority? Let me know and we'll go from there. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.